Something on the list of my top concerns when it comes to conflict resolution is how to support well-intentioned, good-hearted people, and that's most people, who find themselves in the midst of conflict, trying to help while they unknowingly say unhelpful, even harmful things. I want to talk about just a few things, a few examples of the things we say and hear in conflict regularly that at best aren't helpful and at worst can make things worse, can be really damaging. So the first one that comes to mind would be calm down. You're in the midst of conflict. Someone is very upset and someone else is saying, calm down, calm down. And we know that calm is needed, definitely. We can't get resolution without calm. It's not possible to achieve that. So eventually, we have to find ways to get to calm. But when someone's upset, they're not able to take instruction. And so we can't give instruction like that, demanding them to calm down. That's not going to happen. Something closely related to calm down is relax. And like with calm, our bodies as well as our minds need to relax. So physiologically, we need to relax in order to have a conversation to get through the conflict to resolution. But taking instruction is not going to happen when you're upset. So telling someone to relax is not helpful. We can instead provide supports to help them to relax, but just telling them and demanding that of them is not going to work. In fact, the physiology of conflict is a whole thing, an important piece of conflict resolution that we need to consider in every conflict, particularly the very escalated ones. But I can do a whole other video on that, the physiology and what to do about the physiology of conflict. Certainly, though, saying relax will not achieve your instruction and could make things a lot worse. Another thing that is not helpful and can be very harmful is to say to someone, it's okay. You're trying to soothe them, calm them down. And we hear often, over and over again, it's okay, when quite obviously it's not okay. So we want to be mindful to not be giving that message to people, because at the very least, they just won't notice, and so it won't have the impact you want it to have, because they're just too wrapped up in their own feelings. And at worst, they will receive that as an offense to their experience in the moment. So it doesn't work. It's okay doesn't work. And connected to it's okay is it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's a hopeful message, but it's not for you to say, first of all, that it's going to be okay. And in the moment, it's not going to achieve the calm that we need and that the person or people who are upset need. So best to just leave that aside. And maybe that would be a helpful thing to say later on when there is calm and you are discussing the actual conflict and potential resolution for it. Another bad one is, it's your fault, or anything along those lines. So anything accusatory. Of course, there's responsibility to be had and to be taken in any and every conflict. But being accusatory, and especially being accusatory when people are upset, when there's escalation in the room, is only going to make things worse. So let's avoid that one too. And the last one, just for today, that I'll focus on is using the word we. So what that looks like when it's not helpful is saying we feel this way, meaning that you are speaking about a conflict to someone on behalf of other people, perhaps even a large group. And it's never psychologically helpful for someone to feel like they're being ganged up on. So even the hint of that, by voicing we instead of I, can make things worse and certainly will not help things. It can really make someone feel cornered, and that's the opposite of what you want to do when you're trying to resolve things. So staying away from we, even when it's true. So even if you were in a situation where you are one of a group of people who are very upset about something that has something in particular to do with someone else, it's best to start with the one-on-one and your experience of that thing and see if you can get to a better place with them one-on-one. And then the larger conflict and situation can be dealt with. So definitely not we, but I, at least for now. Nice little list of things not to say, things that aren't helpful. So how about some stuff that is helpful? It's amazing the effect of saying something like I instead of we can help you calm the situation in order to have a constructive conversation, because nobody likes being ganged up on, and just that word we can give that sense. So thinking about more things that would be helpful, let's start with being plain about our intentions if we're in the room, starting with something like, I want to help, I want to resolve this, I want to help right now, I want to help you not be so upset. That kind of plainness and that kind of those explicit sorts of statements can help, even if someone might be spiraling a little bit. And then asking simply if there's anything you can do. And perhaps because it's difficult to, we can talk about the physiology of conflict another time, but when you're deep in conflict, thinking clearly is not necessarily happening. So if you're going to ask someone if there's anything you can do for them and they're not able to think very clearly, offering just a few clear suggestions may help. So is there anything I can do for you right now? Is there anything I can do to help you be less upset than you are right now? I can leave, I can stay, I can get you something. Just let me know. That kind of offer. So being plain about our intentions, using I instead of we, offering help in the moment, whatever will work for that person, not what you think will work, but see if you can find out what will work, what could work for them. You can also offer support for now or later. So saying, I want to help, I want to resolve this. Would it be better if we talked about this later? Would it be better if I left right now? And then another thing that's really underrated is offering to sit, to stay, and not to talk. So I can leave or I can stay, but we don't have to talk right now. I can just be here in case there's anything you need that I can take care of. Those sorts of things. So keeping it simple. Okay, to recap, some things we can say that could prove more helpful than certain things we may have been inclined to say in the past. Number one, say I instead of we, even if you are speaking for a group. Number two, be plain about your intentions. Be plain that you want to help and that you want to resolve things. Number three, ask if there's anything you can do in the moment that would help them be less upset or feel better. Number four, offer support for now or later. You can leave and come back. We can speak another time. What would be best? I want to be supportive. And number 5, offering silence. So offering to stay present, but be silent until they're comfortable and calm enough and wanting to talk further. All right, that's all for now. I hope that helps. See you next time.